And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for your favorite game. Who's that douche canoe?
What could make you more of a hero and a real man than hanging out in front of private businesses and filming everybody that has a job so that you could not have a job? I mean, what could be better than that? Anything where you don't have to work for a living is awesome, isn't it? I think it's great, right, Hez? Dagnabbit, you never agree with me.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Hump Day. What's up? It's Wednesday. Hey, hooray. We just had daylight savings. And it's funny because Minnie was telling me the other day, like, I wasn't even paying attention to daylight savings. Because, you know, the computer and the phone and everything just automatically adjusts the time for it. But Minnie was telling me the other day, he's like, Dad, you don't understand. That's why we're not tired. And we want to stay up late. It's because daylight savings has got us all messed up. I'm like, oh, man, you got a point. Yeah. He's always got a point. He's a good kid. He's smart, too. Anyway, Kingston 2000 was first. He said, good morning, all. That's everybody. That's all of us. And since you were first, you get the first happy dance of the day. Let's go. All right. Check it out. Woohoo. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy. Do-do-do-do-do. Highway Star was number 2. What you gonna do? And Highway Star is rocking and rolling. It's true. Woohoo. I don't know. I don't know what to do. All right, that's enough. Hey, that's me. David E. Person says, why did the Frauditor get fired from the banana factory? He kept throwing away the bent ones. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let's see. We got Donna Ray in the house. What's up? Always great to see you. Yes, sirree. David E. Persons, Highway Star. Paul Cohen say, yo, my peeps, you heard? Oh, yeah. 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 Highway Star, Terry Barnes, good morning. God bless you all. God bless you, sir. Absolutely, positively. Highway Star, Terry Barnes. P. Barnes, all right. Oh, no, thanks to the time change, you went from 12 to 11. Oh, no. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It's the government. Daylight savings time. P. Barnes, Terry Barnes, Highway Star. Let's see. Oh, the Lessonators here. Happy Hump Day. All right. Let's see. Highway Star, David E. Persons. Let's see. Oh, LaDonna Rogers is here. What's up? Good to see you. Alrighty, let's see. NCR News Network. All right. Welcome to the show. Don't you know? Let's see. LaDonna. Nightmares Adventures. All right. What's up? All right. So, hello. Welcome to the show. Great to see so many wonderful people here today. Oh, my goodness gracious me. The weather's starting to turn nice out here. It's been like in the upper 40s, lower 50s all week so far, and it's supposed to just get warmer. Oh boy. I know it's not over yet because sometimes it snows in April, but for now it's like me and Minnie hasn't been going for walks. We've been spending more time outside. We're starting to do some stuff. It's cool, I'm digging it. And so that's nice. And then yesterday, my daughter came over. Like, she normally doesn't come during the week. But she came over to hang out, and it was her idea. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I mean, well, yeah, to come over and all that. But, like, there was this thing that we did over the summer with her brother, where her older brother, not Minnie has, where we sat and we had like a Hitchcock movie marathon. And we watched all these Hitchcock movies. And she was there for most of them, but there were 2 movies that she missed. So yesterday when she was over here, she's like, Dad, can we watch Rope and Rear Window? I didn't see those 2 yet. And I'm like, now see, this is my kid, That's how you know this is my daughter. Her idea of what she wants to do is she wants to watch Rope and Rear Window. How many kids her age even know those movies exist, let alone are asking to watch them? I was so proud of her. She's like, I want to see Jimmy Stewart in more movies besides It's a Wonderful Life. I'm like, man, these kids ain't like, I'm raising them right. They know what this stuff is. I'm still working on the music, though. Her brother knows more about the music than she does, but whatever. It's all good. Nightmare Adventures is supposed to be in the 70s by them. Highway Star in the 80s. No way. Come on, man. I don't want to sweat. I just want to be able to sit outside and have a barbecue. Not cook eggs on the cement. What's good, Hez and the Rash family, said Mr. Thomas. Sorry I haven't been around. Still recovering from COVID. Question. Why did Adele cross the road? She wanted to say hello from the other side. And then Chef M80 with a good morning dad joke after accidentally shrinking her favorite shirt in the laundry. I told her to embrace her mistakes, so she gave me a hug. Lexi Ann, what's up? And this is another thing. My kids, because I raised them right, the older 2, Minnie has, there's a whole story. So this year, for those of you who don't know, this year is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. So in August, they're going to re-release it in theaters for a limited run. So my older kids were raised on Jaws. They love that movie, so they're really excited. They want to make it like a big thing. Like we all go as a family, and we're all going to wear our matching Jaws t-shirts. And we're going to go to the theater, and we're going to watch Jaws on the big screen for the first time. Because even I never saw it on the big screen. It came out, maybe I did. I don't know. It came out when I was a baby, 3-4 years old when that movie came out. So, yeah, I remember seeing it when I was young, but I don't remember seeing it in the theater. Land Shark, yeah, that I remember from Saturday Night Live. Yep. But so yeah, that's gonna be a big event coming up. Minnie has last summer. I put on Jaws. Me and his brother were going to watch it, and he was in the room. And like 5 minutes into the movie, he started screaming and begging us to turn it off because it scared him so much. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you want to go with me to the theater to watch this movie. And he's like, but you're all going. You got to bring me too. And it's like, I'd love to take you to the movie theater, but I don't know if you're ready for Jaws yet. I don't know. I have a step ladder. I never knew my real ladder. Yes, indeed. So anyway, guys, I got a couple videos I was thinking about showing today, but one of them, I'm pretty much going to start like right away because it's really long, but I think it's really important. For those of you who haven't seen it, I know Highway Star was saying he hasn't seen it yet. The new Lucid's Lair video. And I specifically wanted to show this because it specifically addresses, because I'm always on here asking, like, what's actually going on in the heads of these people? Like, we know, obviously, duh, that 90% of the stuff that comes out of their mouth is BS. And the evidence is all you have to do is watch the video. How many times have we seen it? And I point it out every chance I get. These videos where the actual things that are happening in the video don't match the narration that the frauditor is saying at all. So you know they're lying. You know they're full of crap. Just watch the videos. Look at this tyrant just violating my rights. And what's the person doing? They're standing there watching them. Saying, yeah, we have a no filming policy in this building. Or they're in the post office and they're saying, would you not film me, please? Oh, the tyranny! Oh, look at that vicious, evil, rotten, no good, disgusting tyrant! Right? It doesn't match. It's BS. But there has to be something in your head that's driving you to physically go out and do this stuff. There has to be something going on with their fans that they actually enjoy watching this stuff. I mean, you know what? I'm maybe it literally is that they are all either just that stupid or that crazy. You know, oppositional defiance disorder, some kind of a mental problem. But so anyway, this Lucid Lair video that I'm about to show, she found some like pro Frauditor Reddit stuff. And she goes into like what they wrote and some of the mentality behind what they're doing and what they're saying. So again, I want to show that for that reason, because it does get into, you know, the mentality behind it. You have to go to court today. Oh, no, I hope it isn't because you were filming in a building that said no filming. Shut up. Let's see. So anyway, I'm going to, because it's a long video, so I'm going to start right like with that right away. That's going to be the first thing I show this morning. So let's just jump right into it. Thank you guys for joining me. I love you guys. It's hump day. We're going to have some interesting... My tongue twister, McGee. And I need to wake up the baby and everything anyway, because, you know, he's a little guy, you know. And poor little dude, he didn't go to school yesterday. I called him in sick because yesterday morning, I don't know if you guys remember, but you could hear him screaming. Like, the microphone was kind of picking him up a little bit. He was in the bathroom all morning because he was on the toilet because his tummy had a tummy bug, and he was not, it wasn't pretty, but he was screaming from the bathroom, "These frauditors are idiots, Dad." I'm like, I know. Anyway, let's get into the video, guys.
Okay, so I actually really enjoy Reddit for the most part. One of the things that I really love is that there is a subreddit for pretty much any category or topic that you can possibly think of. If you want to talk about it, there's probably a Reddit sub for it. And that's another thing that I really enjoy is the fact that you can have actual conversation with people. You can state your opinions, you can listen to different viewpoints, and sometimes with some pretty amazing people. Now, with the good, though, comes the bad. And when I say the bad, I mean the cringiest. the most embarrassing, the stupidest edgelords on the planet reside in Reddit perpetually. We are going to be talking about one of those today. Welcome back to my corner of the internet, guys. I am the Lucid Dream, and Reddit is just one of those places that when I am scrolling on my phone in the middle of the night, if I can't sleep, chances are it's probably in Reddit. And it's because I love to read different opinions. There are many nights I won't write anything at all, but I really enjoy reading people's comments. I enjoy hearing different viewpoints because it makes me think about my own. That's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about Reddit. But this guy, oh boy, I can't even call him a man. We're just thing. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But this thing has got to be the cringiest, most embarrassing, most pathetic Redditor on the platform. So our very cringy edgelord actually didn't seem to start out that way. His original posts on Reddit several years back were fairly innocent. He actually starts off his Reddit journey with Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Now, I know that Harry Potter is enjoyed worldwide, but considering some of the ranting bullshit that comes out of this incel's fingers as he is typing furiously on his keyboard, it is kind of funny to me that he starts off as a Potterhead. He also has a very strange obsession with Marty McFly having sex with his own mother, which the projection behind those posts speaks volumes.
Marty? Why are you so nervous?
I'm just saying. So other than the obviously very deep-seated and frankly very disturbing projected desire to have sex with his own mother, this incel has spent the past couple of years making posts about random things. There's some gaming content in there, a couple of posts about Game of Thrones. He really loves cats. I'm just going to leave that there. But about a year and a half ago, he goes headfirst down the rabbit hole into the world of cop hating and First Amendment auditing. But this guy spends his time, and when I say he lives in Reddit, that's where he resides. I'm pretty sure he is a permanent resident inside his computer. He spends his time reposting these same questions over and over and over again in different Reddit threads, and then declares himself the winner of the conversation because he says that no one will engage with him, when post after post after post are people giving him answers to his questions and telling him he's a fucking moron because he's not listening. He has no intention in changing his mind. I don't know what Frauditor it is that he decided to lick the asshole of first and he loved the taste so much that he just had to keep going. But holy crap, he went down that rabbit hole and he has not come out. Now, a few weeks ago, he started posting on the r/Frauditor Reddit thread. So Sir Cringy decides to post in this Reddit sub this bootlicker challenge. Now, the biggest problem with dealing with this guy is the fact that he has the mental and emotional capabilities of your rather average grocery store radish. And to be perfectly honest, that even might be a little bit too generous, and I kind of feel bad for vegetables just even making that comparison. But either way, Sir Cringy has absolutely no intention of actually making any kind of good faith conversation. So eventually the mods close the thread. We are going to take a look at this moron's bootlicker challenge.
Holding a camera in public isn't harassment, even if someone screams and cries hysterically. It is harassment if you walk up to someone and start screaming at them, trying to prevent their lawful activity. Holding a camera in public isn't disturbing the peace, even if someone screams and cries hysterically. It is disturbing the peace if you start screaming and shouting at someone because your emotions are upset. Holding a camera in public isn't violent or aggressive, even if someone screams and cries hysterically. It is aggressive and violent to try to have unlawful violence and captivity inflicted on someone because you are incompetent, corrupt. It is violent to attack someone for refusing to obey your whims and emotions. Holding a camera in public doesn't mean the person holding the camera is intending to steal every single thing their lens falls upon. It is stealing to walk up to someone and take their camera from them because you think your emotions should overrule all law.
Okay, so I had to group these 4 together for the very simple fact there is a finite number of times that I can use the words stupid and redundant without just driving myself crazy. So this moron is of the opinion that holding the camera, and that's why he starts every single one of these with holding the camera, is the root of the problem when it comes to these interactions. And his premise is just very obviously wrong, hilariously and embarrassingly wrong. You can tell he is very overdramatic because, let's be honest, I have watched thousands of videos, and I can't think of a single one where someone just happened to see that someone was holding a camera and started screaming and crying hysterically. So when it comes down to it, the camera really isn't the issue at all. The intent and the actions behind the camera and what's going on in real time is really the problem in most of these interactions. Holding the camera means nothing. What you intend to do with that footage means a lot. Now, when most people tell these guys that they don't want to be filmed, it has nothing to do with the camera. The camera is secondary to the posting of where that video is going. And when it comes to the posting, that is something that they do not have a constitutionally protected right of. You can post something to YouTube, but then someone can come along and take it down with a privacy complaint because you are not entitled to that person's image on social media. You are not entitled to use that footage on YouTube. You are not entitled to use that footage on TikTok. This moron has this hilariously embarrassing opinion that holding a camera means that you are holding a shield. And holding that shield means that no one and nothing can touch you. No one can approach you. No one can talk to you. No one can ask what you're doing because you're holding a camera. Now, the only thing in this entire challenge that this moron gets right is 1 through 4. He's talking about how holding a camera isn't any of these things. And that is fundamentally correct because holding a camera is a passive action. It is neither negative or positive. What is actually going on in these interactions and why so many of these go south are the behaviors by the person holding the camera. The camera is an inanimate object. It is absolutely irrelevant. And I am sure he felt super duper smart when he sat and he wrote all of these down. But this is really pathetic. I don't even know why he named this a challenge because this is just sad. He's talking about how holding a camera doesn't mean you're going to steal things. Yeah, obviously. Pretty sure when Brooklyn Audits got called out on video for theft, it wasn't because he was holding a camera. No one stood up and said, it's because he's holding a camera. It's because he's an asshole who happens to be holding a camera. When Kansas City Accountability stands in front of a bank and asks where the bank vault is, it's because he's intentionally trying to act suspicious for a reaction. Has absolutely nothing to do with the camera. It has to do with the behaviors. When Riverside Accountability went to prison for pepper spraying people, it wasn't because he was holding a camera. It's because he's an asshole who was pepper spraying people.
Investigating the government isn't harassment, even if public servants don't want to be investigated or exposed. Even if they say they are uncomfortable, it is uncomfortable to have police inflict unlawful violence on you for engaging in your rights in public.
Again, we have another irrelevant and redundant statement of opinion here. There are no facts. There is no evidence to back up his claim. This is just his opinion. There's nothing to debate here because it's an opinion he has absolutely no intention on changing. The only statement here that has any kind of semblance of truth to it is investigating the government isn't harassment. That in itself isn't necessarily an inaccurate statement. However, we aren't taking into account the people who are actually doing these things. If you were talking about someone who is going into a government office to actually perform a professional audit, no, that isn't going to be considered harassment. But when you have someone walking into a government office and telling the secretary she's fat and she's trash and she's garbage because she tells you that she doesn't want to be on your video, yes, that is absolutely harassment. I seriously doubt this moron even knows the definition of the word harassment, because if he's referring to unwanted, uninvited, and unwelcome words or behavior that threatens, intimidates, or demeans a person, that involves a pattern of annoying, threatening, and intimidating behavior, which examples include verbal or physical abuse, threats, derogatory remarks, jokes, innuendo, or taunts about appearance or beliefs, then yes, absolutely, we see harassment on almost every single auditor video.
Okay. Have you ever wondered if that make Like they feel uncomfortable, you saying doing this?
To be honest, I don't care what they feel, you know? It's
Are you doing it to help yourself, or what are you doing it for?
I'm doing it because I can do it. And
I know, but I'm just trying to say, is there a reason why you're doing it?
there could be lots of reasons, but
But are you doing it because you want to do something to help yourself? Like, are you trying to gather data?
Well, I've tried to help myself, but I've actually tried to work with them, and they're not willing to work with me. They're actually racist. They discriminate on people, and I'm just pointing that out.
This company here?
Smart Talent, yeah, they discriminate. So they're going to take all these resumes, but you think they're going to call people back? You think they're actually going to do their job? You don't know. You work here. You don't know. You haven't experienced what it's like to go to the bottom. This is the bottom right here.
Yeah.
This is like entry-level manufacturing jobs. Mm-hmm. They give you a flyer. They make you feel like you're gonna do a job. They'll never call you back. They'll make a million excuses. They'll say that you're threatening their office. They'll make all kinds of weird assumptions. And
let these folks know about that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I really don't know what's funnier. The fact that Glenn Serio actually audited a job fair, or the fact that he is so delusional, he thinks that the only reason that they are not hiring him is because they're racist, of course. They're discriminating against him. It couldn't possibly be that he is a walking pile of human garbage and has absolutely no skills or qualifications that would, I don't know, earn him a job at whatever facility this is. Couldn't possibly be that because, of course, Glenn is the victim. But let's not forget, he had his camera with him. He had his shield. He should be entitled to everything. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, wow. Moving on.
You can't provoke a good, competent, law-abiding public servants into breaking the law or refusing to do their jobs. These people need to be exposed and held accountable, not left alone.
Again, this isn't a challenge. This is just another useless, baseless statement of opinion. Saying you can't provoke someone into doing something without any kind of evidence to back up your claim is just an opinion. These people need to be exposed and held accountable. He literally thinks that anyone calling the police on someone holding a camera, if that person is holding a camera, then it's against the law that they call the police. That's how fucking stupid this guy is.
You can't provoke good cops into breaking the law and refusing to arrest criminals. Only bad cops would do that.
Okay, you're going to have to bear with me on this one because I am fully aware what he just said makes absolutely no sense. It is complete gibberish. It's not even grammatically correct, but we're going to attempt to work through this. I have read enough of this incel's comments to kind of know where his line of thinking is. So, as we know, he thinks that all police are bad. He thinks all auditors are good, right? So, this walking brain donor is of the opinion that if someone calls the police on an auditor, then that means they are automatically a criminal and they are breaking the law and the police should be arresting that person. And if the police don't arrest that person, that means they are bad police. I know. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. Next.
It doesn't matter if you imagine an auditor committing a crime. Your hysterical imagination isn't reasonable suspicion of a crime. It isn't probable cause.
All right, once again, we have a very nonsensical and emotional opinion. As you can see, most of these don't deviate very much. They're all almost exactly the same. There is a lot of redundancy here. But again, he's talking about the people making the phone calls that are going to report the auditor to the police. Now, here's the thing. He's saying, your hysterical imagination isn't reasonable suspicion. It's not probable cause. And that is 100% irrelevant. It does not matter. He wasted 10 seconds of his life to write this down. Maybe more. I mean, it might have taken him a while. Who knows? But either way, it's completely irrelevant because the person making that phone call, it's not up to them whether it's reasonable suspicion. It's not up to them if it's probable cause. They are not going to be thinking of that because they are just the average everyday person who is making a phone call to the police because they believe that something may be going on. It is not their job to determine those things. They have the right to make that phone call if they believe that something is going on, if a crime is possibly in progress. They may be wrong, There are many times people are wrong, but that doesn't mean that they're criminals because they make that phone call. It doesn't mean that they don't have the right to make that phone call. If they have a 400-pound sweating man standing at their reception desk for 3 hours harassing their receptionist because he says that he is exercising his First Amendment rights, but they have absolutely no idea why he's doing that, because what normal person would actually do that, they have the right to make that phone call. Now, whether or not the police do anything, that's a completely different story. But this right here is mind-blowingly stupid and irrelevant. And Sir Cringy completely ignores the fact that many auditors actually have been arrested and convicted. And those usually start with someone making a phone call to the police to report what they believe to be a crime in progress.
If privately owned stores have employees that will walk out onto public sidewalks and attack random pedestrians for not obeying their whims and feelings, they need to be exposed and held accountable, not left alone to attack whoever they want.
And here we get to the part where he says the quiet part out loud. It acknowledges the fact that this has absolutely nothing to do with government accountability. It has nothing to do with keeping the police in check. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. And it has everything to do with provoking confrontation anywhere they possibly can for a YouTube video. Because if this was about government accountability, there would be absolutely no reason for them to be auditing private businesses, which they do on an almost daily basis at this point. Because people have gotten tired of watching post offices, people have got tired of watching libraries, so they have moved on to banks and weed dispensaries. There is absolutely no guarantee that they would have the police called on them. There's no guarantee that they're going to encounter anyone in government service. So there is absolutely no reason to audit a private business, except the confrontation. So Sir Cringy needs to stop being so disingenuous and naive and actually take a look at the situation and realize, yep, you know what? They are doing it intentionally. And since we are acknowledging they're doing it intentionally, the next logical step is to admit that they are probably orchestrating a lot of these confrontations.
I got a hunch we might get some attention from this. How you folks doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
It doesn't take more than a couple of brain cells to realize that, Sir Cringy.
If privately owned property has a camera pointed at the public 24/7, they don't get to become hysterical when the public points one back at them. If they don't want their buildings seen from public, build a wall. Don't leave your windows open. Don't build an entire wall out of glass next to the sidewalk.
And number 10 brings us to yet another very ignorant and irrelevant opinion. We have gotten this far without seeing a single fact or a single bit of evidence to support his side of the argument. Shocking. He also doesn't seem to understand implied consent. So he's talking about if a privately owned property has a camera pointed at the public 24/7, they don't get to become hysterical when the public points one back at them. He loves to overuse the word hysterical, it seems. I'm wondering if it is the only word that he knows. Anyway, implied consent is very simple. Implied consent is when you are giving consent with your actions rather than your words. So when you walk into Target, and this goes for any private business, public building, doesn't matter, anywhere with a stationary security camera, generally there's going to be something posted by the doors saying that recording is in progress, letting you know that this is happening. Implied consent is when you walk through those doors, you are giving consent with your actions, saying, yes, I am agreeing to being on video. You are giving consent. So there is a massive difference between a stationary security camera and one of these disgusting little morons walking around with cameras threatening to put women and children on OnlyFans because they don't want to be recorded.
You're doing it without consent of people, and it's kind of rude to just have a camera pointed at people when they're coming.
This is my territory, Ro.
No, it's not rude. It's very polite.
It's also really not cool with kids coming in and out of here.
I'm gonna blur them
We're
out.
not
Don't
here for
worry.
kids. You're the one with the kids. What are you gonna do with that
I'm getting
boy?
a film of you, though.
What are you gonna do with that little boy, man?
I'm gonna put it on the internet. All on the
Don't
internet.
bring up kids. That doesn't work with us.
OnlyFans.
Now, those two losers that I am very certain don't want the FBI checking their hard drives are Mr. Ghost and his incredibly vile friend, Shockwave. Now, Shockwave, I am very happy to report, has since taken down almost all of his social media and YouTube channels in abject humiliation after this took place. I wonder why. The last thing I'm going to say about implied consent, because it's very obvious our very cringy friend has absolutely no idea what he is talking about because he is trying to compare oranges and potatoes. Now, while both are very delicious, you are not going to put butter and mash up an orange. They are two completely different things. When you are talking about a stationary security camera and implied consent, if you walk into Target and you decide, I don't want to be on camera today, you can walk out. When you have Tweedledee and Tweedledum standing in front of a private business, shoving their cameras to the glass and videoing the customers, you are doing a couple of different things. Number one, you are very possibly causing that business economic harm because if those customers decide, yeah, I don't want to be on these weirdos' YouTube channels, and they leave, you are possibly costing that business money. You also are removing the ability for these people to consent. There is a reason, again, we stated earlier, every single third-party social media platform has a privacy policy and the ability for people to remove videos that they do not want to appear on for a reason. Consent matters. Whether you want to believe it or not, you can scream and cry all you want, but consent matters. And in the end, the person who doesn't want to be on video is going to win the privacy strike and have the video removed. That's all there is to it.
If you are claiming auditors regularly commit crimes and edit them out of the video to make themselves look good, provide some examples of this happening.
So let me get this straight. He wants examples of things that have been edited out of videos that we haven't seen, but he wants to see them. Okay, so since we already know that is going to happen, let's look at the statement itself. He's saying if you're claiming auditors regularly commit crimes and edit them out of the video to make themselves look good, please provide some examples of this happening. My sycophantic friend, if you can't spot and edit in a video, get your eyes checked. I don't know what else to tell you. Get your eyes checked. Every video that starts in the middle of a confrontation, you really don't think they have the beginning of that and they didn't leave it out for a reason? Even though it is absolutely not my job to enable this moron's stupidity, let's give him an example. This is a clip from a channel called Wisconsin Tyrant Hunter that has been since taken down for terms of service violations. The creator is currently in prison, and you will see why. He started this video in the middle of this interaction, even though he had the entire interaction on video, which he eventually showed the police, claiming that the woman hit him when she did not.
In the bill, because I feel like it. That's why.
We're homeless. We're sad.
Yeah.
You're gonna come over here.
She should have never told me to come over here then. So stay in your lane before you get your feelings hurt, all right? All right? You should be worried about, you should go click up with her and go, both of y'all go find a job. You worried?
Have a job.
Okay, so what you doing here then?
This is where I work.
You work here?
Yeah.
Okay, then stay in your lane then. Get another job.
You're in my lane.
Well, this is my lane. 142 people in the building.
If you have a home to go to, you shouldn't be here.
Listen here, do I got a home to go to? My shoestrings cost more than everything you got on, man. While you're playing Beetlejuice. I just told you because I feel like it. It's good fish. 140.
If you are claiming terrorists and murderers wouldn't be able to commit their crimes unless they first held a camera in public, provide some examples of this happening.
Oh my God, the stupid is almost palpable at this point. It's almost like I can reach out and touch it. Okay, here's the thing. I have watched hundreds of videos. I read thousands of comments, and I can't think of a single one where someone has made this claim, saying that they are claiming that terrorists and murderers would not be able to commit their crimes unless they first held a camera in public. This is beyond stupid. Please provide some examples. You can't provide examples of this happening because it's not true. Very obviously not true because murderers and terrorists can commit crimes without a camera. That being said, you would have to be the dumbest human being on the face of the earth if you truly believe that no criminal has used a camera in the commission of his crime. Like literally, we should name you King Dumb right now because that's what you are. If you really believe that no criminal has ever used a camera while committing a crime.
It isn't normal to see a camera and start screaming and crying hysterically. If it was, nearly every video ever recorded in public would be of the person holding a camera being surrounded by screaming crowds of scared and confused people, causing traffic jams.
This is just getting so sad and pathetic. It's just, this is not normal. Like, you know, like in his statement, he's saying it's not normal to see a camera and start screaming and crying hysterically. Yeah, duh. No kidding. And it isn't happening. I have never, in any of the hundreds of videos that I have seen a person take a single look at the camera and start screaming and crying hysterically. I really think he's using these words because he thinks they make him sound smart, but oh my God, dude, you need to leave mommy's basement. You really do. You need to go outside. Because this is really sad. Like, I don't know who hurt you, but you need to leave mommy's basement. Because people are not screaming and crying hysterically at someone holding a camera. If any of you watching can think of a single video where someone has taken a look at the camera and then started screaming and crying hysterically, please put it in the comment section for me. I would love to take a look. Because as of right now, this is just completely and totally irrelevant.
All right, holy crap, there's so much to unpack in this video. And like this here, and Florida Jim pointed it out too, and she's talking about it, and he said, like, is this what is actually, see, this is what I'm saying. When I say, like, I can't understand, or I wish I could understand the mentality of these people and their fans, because it doesn't make any sense to me. And like she's saying, like, you watch videos. And what do I always say? The narrative never matches the content. Yeah, the narrative never matches the content. It doesn't. The words that come out of the frauditor's mouth, and that's why... Excuse me, I've been saying this for a long time now, that what I truly believe is that the difference between our community and the frauditor community is that we are reacting to what's actually happening in the video. And their fans are reacting to the false narrative that is coming out of the mouth of the frauditor. Because again, we watch a video and we see some idiot poking a bear until the bear swats at him. They watch the video and they see a bear just jumps and attacks somebody for no reason. Like, what about all the comments they made and stuff they said and things they did that provoked that reaction? No, they just freaked out because they saw somebody had a camera. No, that's not what happened at all. Did you watch the same video I did? Tiny Chihuahua Life is here. What's up? I noticed Florida Jim in the house. Of course, Leland Squirrels is here. The iconic, I always get you, is it Loshian or is it Iconicon or Locan? Is that an L or an I, just because of the font? The Iconian? I always screw that up. I'm sorry. I know I say it wrong every time I see you. Anyway, welcome to the show. But yeah, they it's just nonsense. And that last thing he said literally made no sense. Like, I mean, it didn't even like what? Wait, what? What was it? It isn't normal to see a camera and start screaming hysterically. That doesn't happen. Like she said, we watch these videos all the time. We've seen thousands of them. When was the last time you saw somebody is just standing there holding a camera and people are screaming and crying and they're hysterical? Oh my God. Show me the one video where that happened ever. Like that. There's no filming allowed in here, or will you please not put me on your film. That's freaking out and crying hysterically, asking not to be on someone's video? These people are insane if that's what they think. In other words, if anyone other than the frauditor engages in their free speech, they're freaking out and crying hysterically, right? Hey, Josiah, what's up? Yeah, man, these guys. Let's see what else I got to say.
Security cameras and dash cams are the exact same as a camera held in a hand. Anyone can buy either and use them for any reason they want. They haven't been granted a holy exception because you really want them to. Anything you're scared of someone doing with a handheld camera can be done with any other camera.
Oh, this is so embarrassing for him. He is so pathetically trying to make some kind of valid point and just failing every single time. His obsession with cameras is really his undoing because he is so focused on this whole camera thing that he is really lacking any kind of recognition of what the actual problem is. So we talked about stationary security cameras and implied consent. Dash cams are very similar. They have a very limited field of view and for the most part are stationary. Even though the cars move around, the dash cams inside the cars rarely move. You're not really going to see someone take a dash cam and go shove it up against the window at a yoga studio. I mean, you could, but it's unlikely. But again, we aren't talking about the cameras. The cameras are inanimate objects. They are irrelevant. The behavior of the person behind the camera is what matters. No one is scared of a camera. That is something that he has made up in his head and something that a lot of people seem to believe because they can't disconnect from the fact that it has absolutely nothing to do with the camera and everything to do with what is going to be done with the footage from that camera. Now, do stationary security camera videos ever end up on YouTube? Yeah, occasionally. Do privacy strikes still apply to those videos? Yep, same thing with dash cams. It absolutely does not make a difference. No matter how much he wants to whine and cry about it, the biggest difference between a stationary camera and Shamu waddling around with a gimbal is the intent. There is no intent with a stationary camera. They are passively recording. There is intent behind Shamu, who is looking for a confrontation.
If you are claiming auditors are aggressive, show me some examples of auditors attacking people, robbing them of their property, or holding them against their will in cages. Show me heavily armored auditors walking into public buildings and demanding people give them their property and obey their unlawful orders. Show me auditors trying to murder people with vehicles or weapons for upsetting their feelings. Show me auditors doing anything aggressive, anything close to the violence auditors face.
So police are very obviously the boogeyman when it comes to Sir Cringy. He is attempting to justify auditor behavior by saying, oh, well, look, the police do something that is so much worse. You cannot justify one bad thing with another bad thing. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. This entire statement is just reeking of bias and kind of invalidates the whole thing. Now, I am going to show you examples of auditors being aggressive and auditors hurting people. Starting off with the little shit from Impact Media that pushed the old man. This is actually not even the Brentwood post office where he is currently on felony assault charges for.
Oh, you want to try that, dude? Just back up.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What are you guys?
Get away from me.
Get the fuck out of here, you idiot. Acting like a 3-year-old. Get out of here. You'll get a little fun.
You're going to get yourself, man.
And we are going to follow that up directly with Hoyt Webb from Kootenai County Press shooting an unarmed homeless man while live streaming, for which he is currently serving his prison term.
Just because people are homeless or on drugs doesn't make them a lesser person. I believe you to be evil by your videos with malice in your heart.
That was the emotional testimony from the older brother of a man who Spokane police say was shot near 2nd and Division on Friday. Spokane County court documents show that the shooting suspect, 36-year-old Hoyt Webb, also confessed to live streaming that shooting. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. The live stream posted on Webb's YouTube account shows the moments leading up to the shooting and Webb's arrest after pulling the trigger. Here's where the shooting happened on Friday, just after 7 p.m. near the intersection of 2nd and Division in downtown Spokane. Our Hunter Bertram with why Webb was live streaming and the impact this has on our homeless community.
This photo is from the live stream showing Webb armed with a gun strapped to his chest. Webb claims in a police interview when he arrived to the area, he got out of his car and said he saw a man with a machete. Instead of leaving the area, Webb went back to his car and grabbed his gun.
He's harmless, man.
Josh is a friend of the victim shot on Friday. Police say 2 bullets discharged from Hoyt Webb's gun, one hitting Josh's friend armed with an almost empty cup of iced coffee.
That's disgusting.
Josh was nearby when the shooting happened. He captured Webb being arrested and his friend lying on the ground fighting for their life.
I hope he has some epiphanies in jail. I hope he has some time to think about what he did and the fact that, like, he really did hurt somebody who was harmless and innocent.
According to court documents, Webb confessed to yelling at people and calling them names, which led to an argument between Webb and several individuals.
Bite me,
Shortly after that, conflict erupted around the block.
Drop the rock!
Know that I am here. Burn my face into your brain. I'm not going anywhere.
Said the brother of the man shot.
Appears that you specifically went to this particular location for your own entertainment.
Webb has a YouTube channel named Kootenai County Press, where he goes into public places and confronts people, initiating arguments. And that's what he did on Friday. He claims to have been documenting the Spokane homeless crisis.
You don't go around waving a gun around and a camera, you know. That's totally counterproductive.
Webb has been charged with first-degree assault.
Sir, it was self-defense.
Josh also added that members of this area's community rushed in after the gunshot to help the victim and keep the shooter from running. Webb's bond is set at $75,000. His arraignment is set for June 25th at 9 a.m. In studio, Hunter Bertram for News Now.
It's a very good way to identify government waste. If an auditor walks in and the entire staff stops working to stand around staring at a camera, do we really need all these public servants? When 6 cops show up for reports of someone with a camera in public, do we really need all those cops? If all public servants can do is repeat, "It's on the website," do we really need this big public building filled with worthless tax parasites?
So I am going to take a wild stab in the dark here and assume that our raging homunculus is not only unemployed, but is probably not a taxpayer and has never been a taxpayer. I may be wrong. I don't think I am, because there is no way in hell a functioning adult taxpayer wrote something like this, looked at it and thought, okay, yep, that makes sense. That's good. That makes sense. Because this is laughable and pathetic. Saying it is a very good way to identify government waste. Are you fucking kidding me? This would be the most inefficient way. If that was even what it was about, this would be the most inefficient way to identify government waste. Because let me tell you, when a jackass with a Jason mask and a fake beard walks into a library with a camera and a gimbal and they stop to stare at him, let me tell you, they're not staring at the camera. They're staring at the moron with the Jason mask. That is reality. They are not staring at the camera. They are not scared of the camera. They're staring at the moron in the Jason mask. When 6 cops show up for reports of someone with a camera in public, again, I have watched hundreds of videos. 6 cops is not the norm. Very rarely is it more than 2 or 3. That is an overdramatic statement by a little drama queen bitch. If public servants, all they can do is repeat, "It's on the website," do we really need all of these worthless tax parasites? They are doing jobs that you are not doing because you are unemployed. They are telling you it's on the website because they assume correctly that you are a fucking moron that can't read. Otherwise, you probably would have just gone to the website to get the information you needed instead of dragging your worthless ass down to the building where they don't want to talk to you. And they don't want to talk to you, not because they aren't doing their jobs, but because you're a f***ing moron. Before we end today's video, this one is just for bonus points because apparently Sir Cringy has never heard of Rights Ruckus Revolution, who was trespassed from every school in multiple school districts for trying to record children. I wonder why. Apparently he has never heard of News Now Houston and why he is currently serving many years in prison. He, I guess, has never heard of Texas Sheepdog and his preference for images of a very young sort, shall we say, or NorCal Cop Watch. The list goes on and on. What we have is a clip from Auditing Erie County, who is specifically targeting children, all because he was asked not to. Kind of a weird excuse.
If they say you can go in there, I don't have a problem if you're going in there.
I can go in there.
Get the kids out. No, we need to get the kids out. I don't want them on camera.
I promise you those kids are not getting out of here, not going on film. Promise you. It's not happening. They're in a public place. There's cameras everywhere.
You can't just do it out of courtesy. I don't want 40 kids on camera.
My problem is not courtesy. It's more or less the fact that you're trying to stop it. Without authority to stop it.
I'm trying to stop you out of the respect for the privacy of the children.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 children, 13 children, 14 children, 15, 16 children, 17, 18, 19, 20 children, 21, 22. Yeah, they're learning about history. It'd be nice if you taught them the Constitution and the right things too as well. These children are on camera. Now they're out of that room, ain't they?
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really want to give a big shout out to all of the contributors in the r/Frauditor Reddit sub. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see. I am going to leave you with a musical exhibit of all of this moron's Reddit fails. I will catch you on the next one.
Okay, hold on. Luna, wait, let me go back. I want to read these. Okay, let's see. All right. Lunatic public servant hits panic button and tries to have someone attacked and abducted because she doesn't want to do her jobs. How many lives has this maniac ruined because she didn't want to do her job? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is their... This is why I always say, like, their language. The language that they use is important. Because they're brainwashed, lens-licking, sheeple, sycophant fans. Like, this is how they think of it. It's insane. Lunatic public servant hits... She's a lunatic. Why? Some dude came in with a camera and started filming, and she asked, why are you filming? And he's like, because I can, so what are you going to do about it? So she's like, oh man, this dude's she's not a lunatic. She's thinking he's a lunatic. She starts hitting the panic button. Maybe he's going to rob me. Maybe that's why he's lurking around here and won't answer my questions and won't talk to me and won't tell me what's going on. She doesn't know. And tries to have someone attacked and abducted. Their idea of being arrested is that they were being kidnapped. They were being attacked by the police because she doesn't want to do her job. No, she's trying to do her job. If your dumbass wasn't there filming, she'd be able to do it. How many times have we seen videos where these idiots say you have to create your own privacy? When these people stop working, when these buttholes with the cameras come in, that is them creating their own privacy. It's not because they don't want to work and they're using the fact that you're there as an excuse to not work. These people are absolutely insane idiots. Like, that's the dumbest. All right, what's next? Okay, it fades into, I know, yeah, here we go. Grown man, 3 units show up in response to his grown man poops himself in no, all right, obviously that didn't happen. It's just an idiot being stupid because they're dumb. Don't want to be filmed? Don't leave your house. See, they call everyone else tyrants. But they're telling you you're not allowed to leave your house. You don't want to be filmed? Then don't get out of your house. Stay home. Because I'm the frauditor and I demand you don't leave your house. Want to be uploaded to the internet acting like an idiot? Don't approach the camera like an idiot. Please don't film me. That's being an idiot. Don't want your information exposed to camera? Don't show it to the camera. They're trying not to. But you idiots won't stop filming when they have their... Oh, it's like these people never actually watch a Frauditor video in their lives. Everything they say is like not what's happening. What would a good cop let threats to criminals stop them from arresting a criminal? Why would good cops release a criminal after being threatened with violence by criminals? They're calling the cops the criminals. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Lunatic Fort Worth toxic attack abduct a woman. Entire city abandons the law in an attempt to protect these criminals. See, the cops are the criminal. Like, the city has made threats of violence against the press in an attempt to suppress it. No, you're not press. You're a random idiot. People who think good cops exist. Who would stop good cops from arresting bad cops? People who think. See, this is why I always say this too. I always say this, like, so many conversations I've had with these people always go back to the same things. And it drives me nuts. And I've literally have had this conversation with Rogue Nation and John Felix and a number of other ones. But it specifically where I would say, okay, here's a good question. If you walk into a library or a post office or a DMV and one of the customers there asks you not to film them, so you actually film them more because they ask you not to, and as they walk, because you always say, don't approach the camera, don't approach the camera. How many times have we seen it? Thousands of times we've seen it. They'll say, well, it's your fault for approaching the camera, but then when you, okay, fine, I don't want to be filmed, so I'm going to walk away, you follow them and keep filming them as they walk away. Everything I just described, why do you think that it's okay? Why do you think it's morally justified to behave that way? Their answer is always the same. Well, didn't you hear about that cop that arrested that guy that was innocent that time? Well, didn't you hear about that cop that shot at that guy that was unarmed that time? Wait a minute. Hold on. And this is an example of the exact same. Oh, it's still playing. I thought I had it paused. See, all of these are about cops. I'll give you a lot of good reasons to be against First Amendment audits. But again, like I ask them, what is your justification for treating we the people like dirt? Well, there's bad cops in the world. Okay, but what is that? Like, I don't understand the connection. I really don't. Like, that's what I want one of these guys to explain to me. You know, I got a million questions for these guys, but that's the one that I think is the main one that I want an answer to. Well, there's two of them, but that one. What the heck does any audit involving anyone that isn't a cop have to do with bad cops? Because anytime I ask you, why do you do this? Why do you do that? You'll say, well, because cops are bad. I don't understand how those two are connected. I don't understand how those two things are related. They're not. And then, on top of that, I was just thinking because the other question, again, because I said, out of the millions of things I'd like to ask him, that's the one question I'd like the most. But really, there's two questions that are the two biggest ones that I would love an answer to. That's one. And the other one is, how can you possibly say that filming, recording other people's business is you minding your own business? Because they say that all the time. Will you please not film me? Mind your own business. I'm trying to, but you're recording it. Like, you recording other people's business is literally the opposite of minding your own business. Florida Jim likes my new camera. Thank you very much. Every time a cop arrests a frauditor, automatically becomes a bad cop. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's the frauditor. That's one of the things, because it was Schrodinger's cat, R.I.P., the legend of them all, who said that frauditors are just sovereign citizen light. And it is, because they both have the same mentality, in the sense that any law that applies to them, any law that they break, is an unconstitutional law. It's not a valid law. Why? Because it applies to you? Because it's one of the laws that you break? And you don't want to get caught, so that law isn't real. Why not? Because you don't want to follow it? Let's see. If you told me to step back, you're a bad cop, right? If you arrested me, you're a bad cop. Yeah, Cheeky Monkey's making some good points there. Well, that's the other thing, Josiah, and this is true. And I pointed this out to it was Audit Them. It was Audit Them, because he posted this video where he was gloating, or it wasn't a video, it was on his dashboard. He was posting this video gloating about these some city worker that got arrested for committing crimes. And he was gloating like it was him who exposed this person because he was doing FOIA requests in their office. When you did the FOIA request, when they got busted, was it because you got this information, you poured over the documents, you found discrepancies, and you reported them to the proper authorities? No. They got busted by a completely, like, a legitimate investigation that found what they were doing. It had nothing to do with you or the fact that you went into their office and FOIA'd a ream of paper that you were just going to use as toilet paper for no reason other than to say, I got it. Like, the two were not related at all. But they always like to take credit. Like FAPA, that police chief that got fired shortly after his video was made. There was already an ongoing investigation that was covering a long period of time before FAPA walked in the door. But the second it happened, he's like, oh, see, I posted my video and then he got fired. Like, he got fired because of your video. Nonsense. Yeah. Also, I also like to use the example when these guys talk and they say things like, well, what about this bad cop that did this? What about this bad cop that did that? Well, how do you know about those things? Because they got caught. Oh, I thought you said that they don't do that. That whole argument, the whole thing was a bad cop is a cop that doesn't report other bad cops. Well, who turned the bad cops that we do know about in? How did they get caught? If they never arrest each other, if they never convict each other, if all the judges and all the courts and are all in on it, then none of them would ever get in trouble for anything ever. But you guys love to point out all the examples of all the times they get caught, which means that they aren't getting away with it, that they are getting caught, that there are people that are trying to stop them. Like, your own arguments defeat themselves. Ah! What's up, Minnie Hez? Oh, all right then. Let's see. What do we got? We only got like 11 minutes to the cupcake dance. Do I have any short videos up here for you guys? Because I gotta. Well, actually, you know what? Technically, that video wasn't over yet. So here, I'll just play that some more. While I help Minnie has get ready for school. I watched a documentary. Most officer complaints come from other officers. Thank you. Thank you. Frauditors don't want body cams on cops because the based ones cost the public money, and the actions of frauditors are the ones boosting the cost $400. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Dummies are stupid and dumb.
But the medication's all gone. Why, oh why does God hate me? When all I want to get high and forget this so-called life. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. Can't wait to feel better than I ever will. Tack that shit like a kid on Benadryl. Chase it down with a hopeful smile. Hate myself, I can go for miles. They say family's all you need. Someone to trust can help you breathe. Inhale that drug, but you start to choke. You fall on the outs of an inside joke. Why, oh why can't you just fix me? When all I want is to feel numb, but the medication's all gone. Why, oh why does God hate me? Cause I've seen enough of it, heard enough of it, felt enough of it, had enough of it. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, dag nabbit sandwich sauce. What the heck is that? Oh boy, I clicked the wrong thing. That was you should try an AI music generator. I've been having loads of fun with it. I don't know. Because I write my own music, I feel like that's cheating. I mean, I understand, how it would work and all that, but I've never been able to. I don't know. I mean, I did mess with it once, and it was fun. I got to admit that. But like what I hear in my head and what it comes up with obviously aren't the same thing. But I don't know. I probably should mess with it some more because honestly, like if I objectively look at it, it's just when used properly, it's just another tool. Like if you go back far enough, when the piano was first invented, people were like, "Oh, that's cheating. All you got to do is press buttons," But now it's a respected instrument, and that goes, drum machines and electronic stuff. Like you could use them as an excuse because you don't know how to play, or you could use it as a tool to help you create music. So maybe I should look at it that way, like, and try it again. Because it would be interesting to see what it would come up with. Frauditor Roundup is here, ladies and gentlemen. Who else? Is there anyone else here I didn't say hello to? Edward Kettler, what's up? Oh, no. Oh. I'm sorry. We love the fur babies over here. Oh. Sad Oreo update. She can't get up and down the stairs. I have to carry her. Oh. Donna Ray says the frauditors waste more tax dollars than any government employee. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, again, how many times have we seen it and have said it, They walk into these places and they have to stop working, not because they're lazy and they don't want to work. No, because there's an idiot filming them. And I've actually seen frauditors tell people, well, if you have somebody's private information on your computer screen and you don't want someone to film it, then close your laptop when someone comes in. Or if you have a piece of paper with their information on it, flip it over. So I'm doing my work and I need that piece of paper. Now you walk in and I have to flip it over. I have to stop doing my work because you walked in. Not because I don't want to work, not because I'm wasting taxpayers' money. You're wasting taxpayers' money by making me stop doing my job. And that's the other thing, that's one of my biggest beefs with Audit Them. It is FOIA requests. They're frivolous FOIA requests. My tax dollars pay the FOIA officer to fill FOIA requests for people who need that information. Not for a random idiot who's requesting the information, reams of papers worth of information. How much ink, how much paper, how much time is invested into creating those, fulfilling those FOIA requests? For what purpose? So that an idiot can film himself getting those papers and making that request. That's it. That's the only reason he does his FOIA requests is to do them. Like, that's the point. He's even told me that. That's not just in my head. I've been on panel with him and he said it flat out. Like, he was like blown away that I didn't get it. He's like, you don't understand, man. You could go in there and request information and then they have to give it to you. Right? Yeah, so I go in there and I request the information and they have to give it to me. Okay. So why do you do it? What purpose is it? Why do you need this information? I don't know. What don't you understand? If I go in there and I request the information, they give it to me. And then what do you do with the information? No, they give it to me if I request it because they have to. Okay. So when you get the information, are you doing anything with it other than wasting their time and money to give you the information just because they can? What do you mean? The stupidity is palpable. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Good to see you. Holy crap, hammer sandwich sauce. Where's my thing? What the hell? What the heck? What the Hunda? Hunda, hey. Something disappeared from my desk. Anyway, 4 minutes to the cupcake dance, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We got any hump day dad jokes to last us 4 minutes? I got coffee. I know that. Minnie has, did he go back to bed? He just disappeared. He was sitting right there. Right there. And just now I turn around and he's not there. I think he fell back asleep. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh my dearie, dearie, dear, 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 dear. It's still amazing to me how and again, I'm glad I showed that video. Because this really is like how it's kind of a window into the psychosis of idiocy. Like, and again, so much of it goes back to the language, right? Like the words they use and the fact that, like, for us, you know, like actual normal humans, like we see it, but the fact that the fans, the sheeple, the brainwashed lens lickers don't, you know, like if somebody is in my business, I'm not going to physically grab them and throw them out the door because then I'm liable. I could end up getting beat up. I could end up getting sued. I could lose my job. I could lose my business. So, of course, I'm not going to go hands-on. But if they refuse to leave and it's my business, then of course I'm going to call the cops. Like, why wouldn't I? Explain that to me. Because if I ask you to leave and you refuse to leave, and I throw you out, now I'm going to get sued. I'm going to get my business destroyed. Everything's going to be ruined. My whole life's going to fall apart because your dumbass refused to leave when I asked you to leave. Why wouldn't I call the cops? And then when the cops show up, it's not the cops got called because I was trespassing. It's armed thugs with guns came to kidnap me and violate my rights. No, that's not what happened. What happened was the people that work in the building saw an idiot who was being obstinate, rude, aggressive, refused to leave, refused to comply. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the cup. Cake. Happy dates. All right. Okay. Olay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me again today. And like every day, it's Hope Day. It's Wednesday. It's daylight savings time. It's the weather's turning nice. Oh my goodness gracious me! Spring is turning out to be awesome. I can't wait for more. I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. You're the best fans in the world. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow morning for Thursday. Hip hip hooray! I'm gonna take Mini Hez to school. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all shook up.